Good afternoon, Jessica Ostryhon here with you in the CSM newsroom. Coming up on the show, could the Leafs use home ice advantage to their advantage in their first playoff game in nearly a decade? The Toronto Blue Jays were down by a touchdown in the third inning, see if they could stage a rare comeback. And the Chicago Bulls will look to start an upset of the defending champion Miami Heat on the hard court. All that and more coming up in 15 minutes. The 138th running of the Preakness takes place on Saturday, and all eyes will be on Derby winner and potential Triple Crown threat Orb. Lily Wang has more on the second jewel of horse racing's Holy Grail.
Jessica Ostryhon here for Kelowna Now at West Coast Authentic here in Kelowna with a woman who needs absolutely no introduction. 5-time Olympic medalist, 7-time World Women's Hockey Championship medalist.
We all remember 3.5 weeks ago when Toronto went into Montreal and crushed the Habs 6-0. Well, the Canadiens have a point in every game since. 11 straight heading into Long Island last night. After Alex Galchenyuk keeps the puck in, Casey Cizikas hammers him into the bench. Goes right over. New York out-hit Montreal 11-3 in the first. Get your own real estate. Second period, John Tavares sent heavily into the boards by PK Subban. No call, Tavares absolutely livid. Isles 5-on-3, Tavares to Brad Boyes to Matt Martin. Tic-tac-toe his second. Looking back on the first round, one thing that every series had in common: questionable officiating. From blown calls on goals, penalties, and face-offs, crowds and coaches alike really let the refs have it in round one. But as Pierre Chabot reports, it ain't easy being striped.
Thanks, Matt. Well, today was supposed to start off a little bit better than it actually did. The 6 owners and 18-player roster were supposed to meet early this morning, but they decided not to because the PA needed a little bit more time to go over what went on at the negotiating table yesterday. But today, Gary Bettman, surprisingly, although was not invited to the meetings, got things started off in the news today. He made some moves of his own, walking from the hotel down to his lawyer's office where he held a Board of Governors meeting.
Fate is inevitable, the development of events outside a person's or team's control as determined by destiny, if you will. Just as in life, there are no certainties when it comes to the playoffs, and the entire picture can change overnight. With more on how tonight's results have affected the standings, we send you to Pierre Chabot and Riley Ogden.
You yourself are an advocate of women's hockey, obviously, and your plan is to sort of watch that grow globally in the future. What are your plans to accomplish that goal?
Well, I think just to continue to try to raise the profile of the game, not only here in North America, but across the world. Countries like Sweden, Finland, Switzerland, Germany, that, where women are quite well respected in society and given equal opportunities, need to continue to invest and grow their female hockey program. So that's sort of what my goal is with the IHF and the IOC work that I do, and continue to fight for eventually one day to have a professional league for women's hockey, which I think we'll see someday soon.
But Gary Bettman actually provided a pacifier for once. He walked right back to the Westin Hotel and delivered an extremely brief statement to the mass of media anxiously awaiting his return.
The Warriors were in the Lone Star State against the Spurs in Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals. The series all knotted at 2 apiece. Golden State were NBA champions back in 1975, where they beat Washington. Is this the year for them? Steph Curry coming off a 22-point performance, looking to continue his hot play. But in the first quarter, Curry's sprained left ankle looks to be bothering him. He goes 1 for 6 in the opening cue. Tony Parker playing with a bruised left calf. He gets the fadeaway jumper to fall.
While there is some optimism lurking around the Raptors this season, Toronto sports fans know all too well that having a healthy amount of talent means nothing if your talent is not healthy. If they can avoid being bit by the injury bug, the Raptors could compete with the Bucks, Hawks, and Bulls for a playoff spot. If not, one key injury could land them right back in the draft lottery. From Toronto, Jessica Ostryhon, CSM.